Kind of like the really cynical idea that many people have about pets. Like they don't actually love you, you have the food, so they act like they love you so that you give them food. Actually browsing through MGTOW forums and their subreddit really emphasizes something they readily admit. Their position is not one that is primarily concerned with facts or statistics. While it may share ideas with MRAs, it is not trying to forward a worldview grounded in an analysis of statistics and the law. It is not even necessarily trying to foment change.
There is a complete lack of data, I think, that interests MGTOW. I don't think there's been a lot of research that gets done trying to point out why men are walking away in droves from women in the West. It's something that there's not a lot of funding for, I'd imagine. And it's not just that, it's the MGTOW themselves that we're not interested in really discussing our lifestyle once we're off the plantation. You know, it's a lifestyle decision, and there's a couple of MGTOW like myself who want to support other MGTOW, and that's my reason for this channel, and spending the time debunking or at least responding to a lot of the false allegations that MGTOW get made against them. So, yeah, I don't think that there's a lot of data out there that MGTOW can really point to support what they're saying, and that's mainly because it's against the narrative, the mainstream narrative that women are just, nice, fluffy, friendly little people who really don't want any harm to come to the dumb pets, animals, men and children around the world, and of course MGTOW can see the humour in that statement. So yeah, I think that's why you're not seeing a lot of statistics in subreddits and whatnot, and that it's basically anecdotal and lived experiences, you could say, to give you a term that I'm sure you're well aware of. I think that's probably the best explanation as to why MGTOW don't bother with statistics. MRAs, they definitely have a lot of stats that they can pull up, and if MGTOW are interested, that's an avenue to go down, have a look at what the MRA have to say regarding domestic violence, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, interesting.
It is a movement which draws from personal anecdote, and through similar anecdotes and the innuendo of memes and ostensibly only tangentially related articles, the posts on MGTOW Hub seek to provide a perpetual emotional argument, reminding believers of why they went their own way, and seeking to emphasize those emotions in people who might take the red pill. Remember that nonsense feminists say? Remember how much less money you had when you were dating that lazy ex of yours? Look at this man, doing a good thing. Look at this blue-pilled idiot. Good thing you got wise. Many manosphere subcultures do this sort of reinforcement to an extent, but on Are the Red Pill, and again in MRA groups, there is a focus on forwarding a supposedly fact-based argument in favor of their worldview. Posts on our MGTOW and on MGTOW forums take for granted that the viewer agrees with the basic assumptions of the movement. The posts are not meant to persuade. Rather, they act as a kind of fuel. And why should they have arguments on display there? MGTOW doesn't have to do much convincing to recruit. In a lot of ways, they are not a movement focused much on conversion of non-believers. They reach out to those already sympathetic. They are a solution for what ails the men of the world who feel wronged by women and feminism, but who know their individual actions cannot change things.
So you'd probably get that from perusing the subreddit or two, rather than actually talking to MGTOW. So my understanding is that the red pill rage stage which I think you've kind of pulled up there with the memes and whatnot. That's kind of the first stage to MGTOW. Okay, so you get this real anger when you realise that you've been fed bullshit your whole life, and it takes a bit of getting over. And so I think that's what you're seeing there with this red pill subreddit, and like the MRAs, they're definitely on it. Like they're fighting the long defeat, in my opinion, and I think you'll find hopefully their grandsons will benefit from their efforts. But in the meantime, MGTOW's the answer. And yep, we as far as what you're saying, that we sort of suspect that when men come to MGTOW that they know the basics. That's because the MGTOW is not a movement. Okay, MGTOW is a lifestyle decision. It's a choice that men make, and they have their reasons for it, and no one can educate them on those reasons. You cannot dictate to MGTOW how to live or how to think. It's completely different. It'll be completely foreign to you as a feminist to understand that. It's male nature, in my opinion. I believe that men basically love freedom, and you can see that in the activities that men pursue, like hunting and fishing. Like, I don't know if you've ever been fishing, but standing there with the rod in the water and your mind at peace, that's a great feeling, and it's something that men gravitate to, and so yeah, it's part of male nature to go his own way. And now that we've got the internet, we can talk to each other regarding the lifestyle, and give each other tips on how to improve over time. I think that's a good thing to do. If you've got a subreddit there from MGTOW, and we do, I wouldn't say assume that people know the basics of MGTOW, but when you're searching out MGTOW, you've already made that decision. I think that's probably the best way to describe what's going on there. If a man is looking for MGTOW on the internet, it's because he's already living the MGTOW lifestyle. I think that's been my experience so far anyway.
Still, maybe huddling together and waiting for the women who they feel have wronged them to hit the wall offers some small consolation. And if I could just take a moment at the end here, I want to address the people who do feel this way.
Just before you do, it may be comforting to you to belittle the men around you by saying we're just huddling together, waiting for women to hit the wall. That's not what MGTOW are doing. Okay, that's absolutely irrelevant to MGTOW. So MGTOW, in fact, I'd never heard of the term hitting the wall until I was reading some of these Red Pill Rage or watching Red Pill Rage guys talking about the wall. That was a new term to me. So my experience with MGTOW is turning your backs on Western women and walking off into a glorious future, a future of personal growth in all aspects of life, a future full of hope, fulfillment, joy, spontaneity. Every day is a joy for me. Having got rid of the women, the Western women in my life, and having nothing to do with them on any level has been an epiphany. It's been wonderful. And it's something I wish for all men, to be honest, to get out and see the world as it is. It's an amazing place that we've built, we men. It's incredible. And good and bad, all aspects of it, it's wonderful. And we can be proud, as men, we can be absolutely proud of what ourselves and our forefathers have done, in spite of all of it, the war, pestilence, disease, we've overcome it all. It's fantastic. So as far as huddling together waiting for women to hit the wall, if that's what you're thinking, you've really not understood MGTOW, which is hardly surprising. Okay, you've read a subreddit or two, as far as it goes, But yeah, it's something that's you're not gonna understand as a feminist, and I suspect social justice warrior. Would that be correct? I don't know.
I am sorry that you don't believe that women are capable of love. I'm sorry.